Hi, my name is Caitlin, and this is my persuasive speech for Communications 1545. Have you or a loved one ever been through something that many thought unimaginable? Cancer is one of the many things that could tear your family apart for the worst. Earlier this year, my aunt was diagnosed with skin cancer. She is now driving between 2 and 3 hours a couple of times a week to receive treatments, and it is emotionally straining on her husband, and their 2 children. Her skin cancer may or may not have been caused by the use of tanning beds, but to be sure, one would be wise to steer clear of tanning altogether. The current law states that minors under the age of 16 are able to go to tanning salons with the permission of their parents. The current law states that a minor in Ohio must have a form filled out with a signature of their parent stating that it is all right for them to tan. According to ncsl.org, Ohio is in the process of introducing and improving the bills that are related to tanning beds. This proposed law is in place to further regulate the use of indoor tanning beds. With this law, those under the age of 18 will not be allowed to tan unless they have a prescription from a physician. The bill was introduced in 2009 and was voted to be carried over to the next session, resulting in a delay. There is currently not a law in place in Ohio that allows people to know about and restrict their tanning bed use. Many Americans go to tanning beds not knowing the risks, and if only they were informed of the dangers set out in the law, they might be able to save themselves from future hardships. Tanning salons do not go about giving the right information to their patrons, causing more sales for them, but more harm to their patients or customers. In a recent report released by leaders of the House Committee on Energy and Commerce, it is revealed that almost all the salons they contacted denied knowing the risks of indoor tanning. 90% of the salon workers stated that indoor tanning did not pose a risk to their health, which is obviously incorrect. The workers also said that indoor tanning leading to skin cancer was, quote, a big myth, a rumor, and hype, end quote. The salons mentioned above, when asked, minimized the health risks of indoor tanning. These workers told the investigators that skin cancer was not caused by the tanning beds, but actually by the increased use of sunscreen. They also claimed that the government had said that it was safe, or else they wouldn't have been allowed to continue running their tanning salons. Over the past couple of years, the risks of tanning have been shared with the people in America, but that has not stopped most of the population from taking part in indoor tanning and sunbathing. Indoor tanning has become linked with addiction lately in the news. The National Cancer Institute did a study and found that 1/3 of college students who use tanning beds could be counted as addicted. Between 30 and 39% of these individuals tested positive for having an addiction to tanning, and of those people, they also admitted to using 2 or more substances abusively, such as alcohol. I propose that the age allowed to be tanning in indoor tanning salons be raised to 18 unless it is being used for a form of treatment offered by a doctor. My plan calls for the current passage of many different bills that have already been introduced to legislation. No one under the age of 18 will be allowed to legally tan due to the dangers that they may be faced with. If a salon is found illegally letting a minor tan, they will be shut down and faced with many fines and possible jail time. The salons will be required to keep records that are in line with the time that their machines are run during the day. A physician must make a prescription allowing the people who need to tan for a medical reason to tan. Some diseases, such as psoriasis, have a need for tanning a few times a year to help the person affected maintain a healthy. Physicians should also be able to tell the patient the amount of time necessary to tan, and that the patient may not just go tanning whenever he or she pleases. People that are found to be violating their privileges, such as sharing tanning sessions with friends or using it in excess, will face possible jail time and also hefty fines. The actual tanning salons will be responsible for giving out true, credited facts about the troubles facing tanning and also skin cancer. Personal tanning beds may only be sold to those individuals who are 18 years or older. Police officers will be required to stop in and check the records of the salons on a weekly basis. This plan is very workable if it is followed through with. In terms of finance, the indoor tanning companies will lose many of their customers due to this new law. According to skincancer.org, tanning companies are now taking in more than $5 billion per year. Many of the customers of tanning salons happen to be younger teens who are wishing to get that desired glow. The government will not have to spend any money to fund this policy because it is a policy that needs to be strictly carried out by the people and not necessarily one needing much of a money base. The advantages of this policy definitely outweigh the disadvantages. According to the FDA.gov, those people who start using a tanning bed before the age of 35 are 75% more likely to develop skin cancer later in their lives. Teenagers and women that use tanning beds at least once a month are 55% more likely to develop skin cancer. Teenagers make up a very large portion of the customers to the tanning beds. Increased exposure to the sun may cause sunburns and lead to early signs of melanoma in children, according to the FDA. Healthy skin is better than going through life constantly worrying about the condition of your skin. Sunscreen and limiting the exposure are important factors in preventing skin cancer that are somewhat impossible when going to the tanning salon. This plan is the best by far. Other states have passed laws saying that children under a certain age must be accompanied by an adult or have parental consent. As a parent, one must think as if they were signing their children away to skin cancer. At such a young age, the mental state of the child is not strong enough to understand the consequences that come with tanning. Ohio is in the process of putting this law into act, but it is usually just pushed to the back burner. Imagine the people's lives that could be saved by reducing the use of these indoor tanning beds. Many teens will see this policy be put into place, and they may truly start to see the effects that tanning may do to them later in life. Parents of teens tanning will see the dangers and steer clear of the tanning beds. This policy is spread mainly by word of mouth. People need to spread the dangers of tanning to others. Parents need to become more aware of the serious problems that many are faced with as a result of indoor tanning in salons. Writing to your local congressman and asking for their support is another step that can be taken to start a positive movement to avoid skin cancer. By being a model for this plan and steering clear of the multiple dangers of tanning beds, parents are more able to exercise a control over their teens and their frequency of tanning. I hope that by listening to this speech, you have gained interest and knowledge in the area of indoor tanning and the harmful effects that are caused by such. In listening to this speech, I hope that you will be able to make a more informed decision regarding your children and how to avoid skin cancer yourself and for them. And here's my audience. See, lovely audience. Keep waving while I end this. Thanks for watching.